Hey, what's going on? I know you really expected stimulus check update information, so this is a video for you, and I'm going to update you on all the latest information about stimulus. There is this infrastructure bill that's already being approved. It's already being signed by President Biden in the House. Representatives already passed in the new spending bill, so I want to cover some of those details for you. There's going to be this surprise $8,000 payment per child after Thanksgiving that's coming up plus. This 1,800 hours before the end of 2021. So I'm going to cover some of those details for you really quick. I want to just cover this jobless claims number coming at 190,000 for the week. And why is that important really? I think it's important for stimulus going forward because the government looks at these numbers and they like thinking, well, if the numbers are dropping in application for employment, then that means do we get more stimulus out to everybody? Because one of the things that the federal government was trying to do is the initial claims were of like 1 or 2 million for the week. They were trying to get checks out to people because the fact that they closed down the economy, closed down the businesses, and it forced people to figure out what they're going to do as far as making money. So the new weekly claims for the chocolate airplane for the lowest level in more than 50 years last week. According to the data in the weekend, in November 20th, there were 199,000 initial applications for unemployment insurance. According to recently adjusted figure, the deadline 71,000 from the previous week claim fell to the lowest level since November 1969. And now we're below the pre-pandemic through 225 applications received this week of March 14, 2020. So this is, I don't know if it's really good news for stimulus because they're going to look at these numbers. They're going to say they don't need to get more stimulus out but body. So that is something that's kind of a weird because I think a lot of states are actually ending unemployment and the federal government is not doing any kind of unemployment. So it's almost like people are filing for unemployment but not going to be getting any benefits from it because of they just don't have the unemployment system anymore. Now, one of the things that happened right now is that inflation is actually zipping through the economy right now. They're printing so much money that this new $1 trillion for stimulus they're going to be sending out is going to be rising all the prices. So that's why I'm trying to get people to get into hard assessed. If you can, it's very important to do that because if you leave money in the bank account, it's going to get destroyed. The savings account is absolutely getting destroyed. The federal government is now printing so much money in the federal service and it's stealing people, this is basically stealing people's savings that they have their account. So there's this surprise $8,000 payment. It's qualifying expenses include transportation, housekeeping, babysitters, and after-school programs as well as day camps. In the cash can be used to care for dependents with disabilities. So Americans could receive up to 50% of the expenses in tax refund. So it looks like in the past the family were getting $6,000, but you can get is up to $8,000 per dependent. Now the checks are not sent out to homes automatically, so parents have to apply to receive the cash families. Much complete Form 2441 with the detailed dependent expenses, and taxpayers have to attach this document when completing their returns. So the return to credit was expanded by President Biden American Recur Plan earlier this year, said the Treasury officials a few days to validate documents. But it's possible family could receive the cash in time for holidays. So if you do get this information in using the phone and you do find dependents, you might be getting a pretty big check before the Christmas time. So if you don't have family member or if you have dependent, and I think dependents can be anybody, could be family members. It could be parents, grandparents, it could be aunt and uncle. I don't really know the similar on that, but I know this is dependent of any age. I think can find this on the returns. If you have a children, your intentionally could be pick up the extra child tax credit that's coming out, and that monthly payments that's going out, and if they get this new bill passed, they will extend out the children tax credit out through the year 2022, which could be the end of the next year. Also, California is sending out more checks there. The Golden State stimulus payment is going out, and they said the speculation is mounting and that California could be in the line to receive another stimulus check next year. This is because the state estimates they have 31 billion in surplus for 2020 and 23 fiscal year. So this could be a lot of more stimulus going out for state of California. And I don't recommend you moving to California to pick up the stimulus check. I think that could be not very good, but if you live there, looks like you'll be getting up to $1,100 in stimulus payments. And if you get out another stimulus payment, that could be good news for people in California. Because right now inflation is running, it's just going out of control. And the reason why inflation is going under control is because there is printing so much money. The Federal Service Cummings just absolutely put so much money on their balance sheet books, so much money in debt, that all money has to go someplace, and what it's doing is raising all the prices because the value of the currency is declining. So that something you're thinking about when you're moving forward as far as savings, and try to get savings account set up. If you can pick up some hard assets, gold and silver has always been really good. Try to pick up some of that good stuff with the stimulus check that you get. So this $1,800 check, it's looks like if you did get your filling in the spending child tax credit payments, they can help out families. The government sent family $300 for each child under age of 6. Families get $250 between age of the 6 and 17. So if you did file your return and you add your children in there, you're going to be getting stimulus now. So if you do get this, and hopefully within the next, if you got your return in before the 15th of November, then it looks like you'll be receiving the lump sum of the July until December if they expand out the children tax credit, and then you will receiving those monthly payment on a consistent basis every month. So if you haven't filled returns for independence, highly suggest it, because government has given away this money to those families that do have the children. If you have 4 or 5 children, you might as well pick up this extra money, pick up these monthly checks coming. This is the good universal basic income try money, and that's coming in, that just send it down. So now inflation is eaten at this payment so you get the $300 check, but it gonna buy less and less every month. So you definitely want to take those checks if you can. If you don't need room time to invest those into some hard assets that way, it reserves your purchasing power. If you have any question about stimulus payment, don't worry, because in the next video, I will continue to give you all the latest information about what's happening with the new stimulus check and all the states that are coming out with their own stimulus payments.